I opened the door to my wife's company's lavish party with a gift in hand. The music stopped first. Not abruptly, not dramatically. It thinned, like oxygen leaking from a sealed room. I was standing just inside the ballroom doors, a velvet-wrapped box in my left hand, the weight of it familiar, rehearsed. My right hand still rested on the brass handle, warm from my grip. I remember thinking absurdly how quiet my breathing sounded, compared to the chandeliers humming above us. Then the laughter hit, not nervous laughter, not confused laughter, clean, sharp, rehearsed. I lifted my eyes. He was on one knee. Perfect posture, Italian suit, the kind of smile you practice in mirrors and deploy like currency. The room leaned toward him instinctively, as if gravity favored money. And my wife? My wife stood frozen, one manicured hand covering her mouth, eyes wide, glistening under 1,000 lights. Not with shock, with relief. He spoke into the microphone, voice amplified, confident, cruel in its casual certainty. Will you leave your poor, impotent husband and marry me? The room exploded. Laughter, applause, phones lifted. Champagne sloshed. I didn't move, didn't blink, didn't drop the gift. Something inside me clicked, not snapped, clicked, like a vault door sealing shut. I watched her face while the room watched him. And when she nodded, just once, softly, yes, I placed the gift on the nearest table, straightened my cuffs, adjusted my watch, and walked out. Behind me, they thought the story ended. They were wrong. It had just begun. The hallway outside the ballroom smelled like citrus cleaner and fresh paint. Too clean. Too intentional. I paused near the elevators, listening to the echo of celebration bleeding through marble and glass. I wasn't angry. That came later. What I felt then was something colder. Recognition. Because betrayal doesn't announce itself in one moment. It rehearses. I thought back to the way she'd stopped asking about my day. The way her phone never left her hand. The sudden concern for my health. The word impotent. Chosen, sharpened, prepared. This wasn't a proposal. It was an execution. They needed witnesses. They needed laughter. They needed me reduced to a punchline. And the most dangerous part? She had believed the version of me they sold her. Or worse, she helped write it. I stepped into the elevator alone. The doors slid shut with a soft, apologetic sound. As the car descended, my phone vibrated. Not from her. From my CFO. Urgent, call me. I smiled. They never knew what I owned. That was my mistake. Or my insurance. When we married, I transferred nothing. When her company expanded, I invested quietly. 90%. Silent capital. No board seat. No name on banners. Just leverage. The elevator chimed. Ground floor. I walked out into the night, the city sharp and alive, and finally allowed myself one thought. Clear, unclouded, precise. You wanted a spectacle. I'll give you silence. I didn't go home. I went to my office. The building was asleep. Lights dimmed to a respectful glow. I sat at my desk and placed my phone face up for the first time that night. 37 missed calls. 6 from her, 9 from unknown numbers. The rest, executives, event planners, banks. I ignored them all. Instead, I opened the files I'd prepared months ago. Not because I suspected infidelity, because I never trusted comfort. Every payment, every contract, every vendor agreement. I knew which wires could be cut quietly. The party's funding, routed through 3 shell accounts. The European retreat, my signature, the luxury lease, my guarantee, and the company shares. My shares, locked behind clauses she'd never read. I began canceling things. Not aggressively, not dramatically, calmly. Each click felt surgical. By the time the sun rose, the party had lost its caterer, its band, its liquor license, and its after-event flights. By noon, her investors were calling emergency meetings. By evening, the valuation collapsed like a stage prop. I still hadn't spoken to her. That mattered. Because confrontation is what guilty people prepare for. Silence is what they fear. She found me 2 days later. Not at home, not at the office, at the private clinic. The one she thought I didn't know about. She looked smaller there, stripped of spectacle. No audience, no applause. She tried to speak. I handed her the envelope first. Inside were documents, medical records, legal filings, proof of her affair, proof of the lie about my health, proof that the diagnosis had been falsified by a doctor she paid. Her hands shook. I was going to tell you, she whispered. I nodded. I know. That broke her. Because the truth wasn't that she betrayed me. It was that she underestimated me. She collapsed into a chair, sobbing, unraveling in ways she never allowed herself to be seen. I remained standing, still, detached. "You ruined everything," she said. I corrected her. "No, you revealed it. The press conference was scheduled without me. That amused me." She stood at the podium alone, eyes red, voice rehearsed. Apologies, misunderstandings, restructuring. Then the questions came. About the funding, about the missing capital, about the majority shareholder who had withdrawn support. My name surfaced slowly. Like a ghost, she searched the room. I wasn't there. I never would be again. The company folded within weeks. The man who proposed disappeared faster than he arrived. Money is loyal only to itself. She sent messages, paragraphs, voicemails, silence. I responded once. "This is the last communication you'll receive from me. Nothing more." I sold my remaining shares quietly. No headlines, no interviews. I moved to a place where no one knew my name. Some nights I think about that moment. The laughter, the lights the question meant to end me. It didn't. It clarified me, because power isn't loud. It doesn't kneel. It doesn't ask. It walks away and lets the world collapse behind it. And the last thing she ever gave me was the truth, and I was finally free enough to leave it behind.